From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy. The BC New Democrat Party leader David Eby says violence should have no place in politics, commenting on a recent bomb threat at a party campaign office on Vancouver Island that forced an interruption to early voting. Eby says the NDP campaign office in Campbell River was temporarily evacuated on Friday after receiving a bomb threat. Meanwhile, BC Conservative leader John Rustad has promised to release his party's costed election platform on Tuesday. It's 5 days before voting day. Homicide detectives in Edmonton are investigating a man's death after he was found with injuries on a footbridge spanning the North Saskatchewan River. The Edmonton Police Service says the 68-year-old man was taken to hospital but died of his wounds. An autopsy is scheduled for this week while police continue to investigate the circumstances. Officers are asking the public to come forward with any information or witness accounts to help determine what exactly happened. More than 30 couples are competing in the North American Wife Carrying Championship in Newry, Maine. Contestants ran a 254-meter course through water, mud, and obstacles while carrying their partner like a sack of potatoes. Wade and Sarah Porterfield say their odds of winning are long, despite their own carrying technique.
I kind of wrap my hands around and hang on to my thighs, and it works really well. Nice secure holds.
Looks awkward, but works well.
The champion received the weight of their wife in beer and 5 times their wife's weight in cash. Competing couples didn't have to be married, nor did they have to be man and woman. A Cairo-bound passenger train was hit by another train in southern Egypt, injuring multiple people. It's the second train crash within a month in the North African nation. The collision occurred roughly 270 kilometers south of Cairo. The recent crash has seen the Egyptian government announce initiatives to improve its railways, with this one being investigated. At least 20 people are in hospital for treatment. Former cast member Maya Rudolph returned to Saturday Night Live for the third straight week to play U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris. She was joined again by Andy Samberg as Harris's husband Doug Emhoff and Dana Carvey as President Joe Biden. They teamed up against Trump for an election edition version of The Family Feud, with Kenan Thompson playing feud host Steve Harvey.
My campaign has raised $1 billion.
Oh, my Lord. How are you not winning by a landslide?
Yeah, that's a question I scream into my pillow every morning.
Ariana Grande hosted SNL for the first time since 2016, while Stevie Nicks was the show's musical guest for the first time since 1983. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Trevor Harris threw for 271 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders' defense feasted on turnovers and miscues while crushing the visiting BC Lions. The CFL action saw a 39-8 victory for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and that means they clinch a home playoff game, while the Lions, who host next month's Grey Cup, will finish third in the West. Jonathan Huberdeau scored twice and added an assist, and Nazem Kadri scored as the Calgary Flames burned the visiting Philadelphia Flyers 6-3 in NHL action. Mackenzie Weegar and Michael Backlund also scored for the 2-0 Flames. The Detroit Tigers' postseason run is over. Lane Thomas hit a grand slam off ace at Tarek Skubal, and Cleveland beat the visiting Tigers 7-3 in Game 5 of the American League Division Series on Saturday, sending the Guardians into another postseason matchup against the Yankees. From the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.